And psh, I don't know if that'll work. And alright. I'm already crying. No, but I'm just doing these videos because I feel like I have things that I want to share with y'all, especially like the process of art projects and things like that, and just my thought process in general. I just really think that you all should hear it from me, besides just seeing it in my art. And like, I mean, yeah, art's a good way to communicate, but I think just speaking is a lot more clearer. And I'm also working on just speaking and being more vulnerable in general, so I think this is a good exercise for me. And I think at the same time, I got some good things to share. But y'all let me know about that, because I mean, y'all be the judge, but hey. So recently I've been focusing on basically the health of my heart and my relationship with God. So I've been diving deeper in that, diving deeper in my responsibilities at church, and basically figuring out what I want to say, like in my art, in a way. Like, so usually like my process is like, okay, I'll have an idea or an emotion and it just comes out in my art, and in retrospect I'll figure out what I was trying to say after a lot of examining myself and what I was going through and just looking back. But now I'm kind of in a place where I want to be a lot more intentional in figuring out what I want to say before I actually start a piece. And so that process kind of is jarring because like it's basically the opposite of my usual process. But it has been fruitful and it's been going good so far, and I think that the paintings that I do will still be as valuable and as effective as my previous process. And this process I think is a lot more healthier, because before I would just like, it'd be like an explosion of emotion onto the canvas, just getting all my emotion out, whereas this process I'm actually analyzing, not analyzing my feelings, but I'm actually like, I can actually articulate my feelings before I put it on the canvas. And I think that's a lot more healthier because I'm not like just waiting till I'm at a point of exploding and I gotta put it on the canvas. Whereas this time I'm just putting it on there because I know that's the best way to communicate it. And so this series has been about just the evolution, the highs and lows of growing as a person. And so that is what I'm going through and what everybody continuously goes through, but I'm just putting it out there on the canvas, and I'm also recording the journey. So it's kind of like a twofold thing, but I think both are very important. And so I have my journal of my thoughts, but the main thing I want to highlight what I learned recently from church and just spending more time with the Lord. And yeah, the greatest threat that we have to our future, child, cut this. The greatest threat that is happening to our future is happening in your mind. And I can relate to that very heavily because I'm a pretty reserved person and it's very intentional. Like, I'm just a observer, and I just feel like don't really have much to say unless I need to say it. So I just choose to withhold. Sometimes it's just like easier for me to go through it, and sometimes it's easier for the other person. So I'm just very intentional about what I say and when I say it and things like that. But that kind of turned into I don't know, like a bad habit. So like even now, like this is like exercise for me, I guess, because like I've never really, you know, expressed myself, and I just growing up I just didn't want to, like it was just easier not to. So um yeah, but the kind of the muzzle I had on myself, I learned that that was such a detriment to me and relationships and friendships and things like that, because I learned that that's not your authentic self if you're putting on a muzzle and trying to basically decipher what other people want you to say or what they want to hear. Like that's just really inauthentic to yourself and to them, and it's really low-key manipulative. So I've been on that discovery and trying to just find the confidence to like really say what I want to say. And sometimes I'm like, do I even want to say that? Like it's just been a whole journey, like figuring myself out, figuring out what I really want to say, figuring out what I really like, figuring out what works for me, what doesn't work for me, things like that. I mean, it's just like part of growing up, but I'm just telling y'all. But yeah, and especially in church, like we talked about this as well, and how that's really like an attack from the enemy. And honestly, any attack from the enemy is really just an attack from yourself. Like that's the one place where you can get trapped so easily, is your mind, which goes back to the point of the lesson, is not letting yourself hold you back. And I wrote in my journal a list of like lies that I was telling myself, and not just like out of the blue, like I just randomly told myself. It's just like things I've learned growing up that I've been more mindful of, and things that I want to correct. And so it's literally just a list that says yes I can. And so I just wrote this down just so I can be more mindful of I guess not the bad habits, but yeah, they're bad habits, no, like literally they're bad habits, but like the things I've been telling myself, and just being mindful that whenever these things pop into my mind, that they're just an echo of maybe things that were spoken over me, things that were told to me in the past. So I'm just being more mindful, like if I hear that, all right, then you need to like recorrect or redirect your mental. But I'm just going to read the list of things, and I encourage you to make your own list, low-key. Like, I think this was really helpful to have it written on paper. So, yeah, I encourage you to make your own list, and you'll be surprised at how long it gets and, like, what you write on here. Like, once you just let that junk flow, you'll be surprised. But, okay, so, yeah, at the top of the list, it says, yes, I can. And then the first one is establish firm boundaries in relationships. Second one, speak loudly, boldly about my ideas and my revelations to the public. Yes, I can say hello or talk to a random person or familiar person if God leads me to it. Yes, I can stop gossiping. Yes, I can eat healthily and stop drinking and smoking. Yes, I can find a fulfilling, loving relationship. Yes, I can move states or countries if God leads me there. Yes, I can change my mind. Yes, I can say no. Yes, I can pray for another person. Yes, I can rest when I need to. Yes, I can comprehend and communicate complex topics with others. Yes, I can be vulnerable with others. Yes, I can cry and cry out loud with others. Yes, I can pivot into a new thing. Yes, I can make meaningful connections and healthy friendships. Good. And yes, I can make mistakes. So, low-key, that's all I got. But I guess the one thing I would want you to take away with that is that last good bit is to make your own list of things that you might have been telling yourself, things that other people might have been telling you, just growing up, maybe just things that you've heard other people say about you, things like that, things you might be telling yourself. Just make that list and write it down, and just be more mindful about the things that you tell yourself that aren't necessarily true. So yeah, I hope this was a blessing to you all, and I hope that I see you all again. Bye.